Welcome to Swish, vintage finds for your sassy self. We hope you enjoy the videos, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Here we are, the sun has come out in Vancouver and we're on Main Street, Main 60. We are headed towards Burcu's Angels. So I've known Burcu for over 30 years. This is her shop. Look at this window. This is so great. Look at the Enid Collins in the window. So here we are in Vancouver at Burcu's.
Okay, when you're ready.
So here we are at Burcu's Angels. This is Burcu, and Burcu is an angel.
No, apparently, Johnny. A very dark angel.
So I'll give you a little bit of a backstory. Back in the 90s, Burcu and I waitressed together at a restaurant on Commercial Drive in Vancouver called the Latin Quarter.
That's right.
And I think it's really great that all these years later, almost 30 years later, that we both are vintage shop owners. She started much before I did and was probably my inspiration for going into the business. And she has a great eye and the best reputation. So how many years have you been in Vancouver, not in Vancouver, but how many years have you had this?
It's now 26 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
And for anybody who's a small business owner, 26 years is...
It's a sentence. I have married the building.
A sentence, and
and a good one.
Wow, especially to have survived COVID, and COVID must have been pretty rough too in Vancouver.
Oh
It was
yeah,
rough
with all
for
of
everybody.
us. Yeah, with all of us. Yeah. Glad it's not over.
Yeah.
It's still kind of over, kind of not. That's okay.
We're not wearing masks. I mean,
No, we're
all
still
vaxxed.
here.
We're all here. Thank knock on wood.
That's right, darling. Some old wood, yes.
Yeah. So, Burcu's had a couple different locations, but I think that my favorite and one of your favorite areas have been Maine. So we're on Main and 16th. So if you're in Vancouver and you're looking for vintage, you have to come here. Natasha and I keep talking about doing a tour. We have a lot of customers who follow us and love our picks and what we do, and we keep thinking maybe we should do a tour with our customers, bringing them to all the best shops somewhere, and Vancouver would be a great place.
But then one of her customers came right in here.
Yes, just a few
and
minutes
brought
ago.
me some things that she's sure she got at Swish in Edmonton. So it is a very small world.
The whole vintage community is a very small world, so we're
That's
really
true.
lucky that we've crossed paths. So I think that why don't we just let Burcu show us some of her really favorite things, and we'll sort of follow along and get a little tour of her area.
Okay, so essentially my favorite things are 4 words that I've used for the 26 years. In the first quarter of those 26 years, it was color, texture, fun, magic. Because I was still in my 30s and I thought I needed to have more fun. And then in my 40s, I changed it to color, texture, decadence, and magic. Because I thought I needed some decadence since I was, a welfare mother and waitress and all of those things. So, and I enjoyed being a waitress, not being a welfare mother. And here, for the last, I would say, quarter of those 26 years, I've changed it to color, texture, history, and magic. So history.
That's a good name.
So when I talk about history, it's not only art history or fashion history, it's also personal history. So my favorite things come from, like all of our things, mostly from dead people. And the dead people that I enjoy very much are, we can take a little shot at them after if you like. For example, just as I'm saying that, I'm staring and he's staring right back at me at Roosevelt Smith. He's right up there. And
What a handsome fellow.
What a handsome fella. Roosevelt Smith was a designer. He was carried, according to his mother, in over 80 stores, and according to her, including Macy's. So he was also a drag queen in a group trio called Bovines. And there were 3 white men who looked just like each other. and this is so Bovines. And he also worked with mostly silk and lame and sequins and that type of thing. So we're doing some stuff here kids, but just make yourselves at home. Don't worry about us.
Yeah, just ignore us.
And then, yeah, ignore us. So, for example,
Oh, is that one of his?
Oh, I saw that when I was looking.
he's a Rourke.
That drama.
So right in front of him, here is a Rourke.
Wow.
Wow.
So this is 1980s?
1980s. And of course, it's silk lame and lined and all of that with the big poofy arms
Wow.
and a small waist. And there was probably around 20 pieces that his mother hung on to. They were not sold. His mother hung on to and couldn't part with them because unfortunately Rourke died of AIDS.
Oh.
So it's funny because I also had an acquaintance, and he has had a brother that passed away and died of AIDS, and he did some work with Christian Dior.
Yeah.
And he did work that was just incredible. And when I first was in my store downtown, I had about 6 of his pieces that were, I mean, so many of these creative, beautiful souls were lost in the 80s.
Absolutely.
To
So then, you know, essentially, when I asked Rourke's family for a photo, I thought they were just going to bring me a picture. They brought me this gigantic framed picture of Rourke. Come on in. So then I was like, okay, well, I guess Rourke will get his own corner.
So his name
Oh, I
is
love that.
Rourke, R-U-O-R-K.
Oh, like Mickey Rourke.
That's right, and Roswell, R-O-S-W-E-L-L, Smith, like Smith. So,
Cute.
So for me, especially queer history and non-binary history and all of that is really, really important. And this is a very queer environment. So in that sense, it's natural that we should have the queer
Right.
history here. Right?
I
So
love
that's
that.
one. And then on this door here, all of these quotes, including a donkey that I put there. Where's the donkey? There it is. Okay, because when I was a child, I had a donkey as a pet, and his name was Tito. He wasn't really my pet. He was my pet. He was my next door neighbor's donkey, but I stole him. I said he was my pet. And so these folks, I have their things in here. For example, this is, I'll show you, that's one of my favorite pieces. Poison Ivy and her friends. Okay, and this is Poison Ivy when she passed.
Oh, wow.
So in the 40s, she was a showgirl in Vegas. She was also, I don't care who hears this, that's just life, mistress of Dick Clark.
Oh.
So he would buy her expensive presents to keep her quiet because he also had an illegitimate child by her.
Oh, wow.
And so we have, the only reason I even ended up with her stuff is because my upstairs neighbor really liked my store and wanted to have a party for a funeral of theirs, families. And so they wanted to trade for clothing because that's part of the magic that we do, this trading. And so they brought me her beautiful pieces. So there's only one of her pieces left, and that's a mink coat. Incredible, incredible things. And of course, color, texture, history, and magic. So that's history. The magic is, lo and behold, of course, that a legitimate child walked in here and saw his mother's picture on the wall.
Wow.
We had to sit him down and cry together.
Oh.
So I'll bring the mink coat.
What a good story.
Such a great story. As you can see, look at color, texture, magic. It's just all here on the racks, and you know.
So that's one of her pieces.
Oh, that's lovely.
How sweet.
Right, white
Where's
mink.
the white mink?
And she had another one that was like a house coat with the belt and everything, but it was mink. Of course, it sold.
Lovely.
So my favorite pieces, talk about favorite pieces, if it was like Oprah, it would be like,
Yeah, mine and Burcu's favorite things. You get a car. No, you get a vintage jacket. You get a vintage jacket. You get a vintage, right? Who wouldn't be more excited about that?
right?
You see the cost of gas? I'll take the vintage jacket.
I'll take the jacket. And my other favorite things are things that are like hand embroidered, hand knitted, hand crocheted, hand beaded, anything that I, especially as someone who was born female, I refuse to learn because my entire family in Turkey could crochet, knit until the cows came home, and doilies everywhere, and
Women's work.
right? So I intentionally learned how to make the shittiest Turkish coffee possible, so that no one would ever find me attractive and want to marry me. I mean, for that reason, I see it magical. I see it as magic. To see, like, even this, like, nobody ever touches it. So it's fantastic. Look at that embroidery on that.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's from Palestine. That's what I'm thinking. So, and also some very old pieces. There's this lovely young girl beside me. I could make her try it on just for the show. If I can find it.
Even this. Look at this beauty. We had one like this in our shop back home. This is gorgeous. Yeah, this is beautiful
for
linen.
example. It would look crazy good on you, by the way. 1930s.
Oh, wow.
Right? Just like you were saying, too. Put up running shoes and a jean jacket.
Yeah.
You don't have to wait for an occasion.
Right.
And
Make the occasion.
Yeah, and if heterosexual women historically and nowadays thought that wearing that lingerie is going to make them want to have sex with you, no. They're going to want to wear it themselves.
Right.
Okay? So color, texture. Unfortunately, men were deprived of texture. They were told that they shouldn't wear shiny or silky things because that might turn them gay. Yeah. Which is completely ridiculous, of course. But, so that's why a lot of straight men became cross-dressers and transvestites, because they were like, I just want silk on my balls, okay? Okay, I said a bad word.
So the funny thing too is that my store is called Swish, and people who know that term, my grandma used to say that about, particularly my grandma loved effeminate, or very high fashion men, and the term was, well, isn't he so swish? Or isn't she so swish?
I never knew this. This is
swish
great.
means like a dandy. It means like, wow.
Jinx.
And my grandma would say, aren't you so swish? And swish
I'm going to use that from now on.
Right?
Yeah, so that's why
I love that. I didn't know that. This is
Yeah.
well, English is my second language, but.
Yeah, swish is a British term that does mean fancier than.
Exactly. And also the whole notion of like, it's a vintage store. Well, yes and no. I also like contemporary things. I just like
They
color,
transcend
texture,
time.
and history. Yeah.
These transcend time.
And it gets too pretentious when somebody wants to wear like a 40s dress, date a guy with a 40s mentality, have 40s furniture, have 40s racism, have 40s homophobia. I'm not interested. I want to mix it all up.
And you can take a 40s dress,
Absolutely.
put a platform sneaker.
Yeah.
We talk to a lot of people about the 80s. And I say the young people now are not taking 80s and backcombing their hair and putting the garish makeup from the 80s. They're making it their own, and they can wear the 80s big shoulder pads and all the drama in a way more contemporary, super young, cool way.
Absolutely, and a futuristic way too.
Yeah.
So thanks to the young people and to the elders, the concept continues without needing to be pretentious about vintage or who knows what. Oh my God, you didn't know that term? It's like, get a grip and get over yourself.
Because every day there's a new term that I don't know.
I didn't even know that's what swish meant. I knew about dandy, but now I know swish, and I'm going to use that. I'm going to tell people, oh my God, you're so swish. And I'm going to say it like this, swish.
So keep an eye on her.
That's right. So another favorite thing is up there, you see. That's a Mosquito, a lovely Mosquito shirt with the naked ladies.
Oh, I saw that one
And,
earlier.
that too.
Yeah, I love Mosquito.
And that is...
Oh, you bought a Mosquito scarf from me.
I sure did.
Yeah.
Still have it.
I love this Western
Don't
shirt
mind me.
too.
That's Versace, darling.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I do care and I don't care. I think it's a joke. I think if you're going to spend $600 on a Mosquito shirt, you should buy a turn of the century cape.
Right, I agree.
Okay?
I agree.
But if you have that kind of money and you're from LA and you come in here and you treat me right, I might even give you a deal.
Right.
But all the bros who want the Versace's, the Dior's, the tracksuit Dior, or the Chanel dress in the front.
She's got it all.
You know, I have those too. But
But
still,
we
I
get
would.
people that come in, sorry for interrupting
Yeah, yeah,
you,
no,
but
no.
we get people that say, where's your designer section?
Yeah.
Well, I believe that a lot of the vintage, as you know, has French seams and extremely incredible fabrication.
Yeah.
It's better than any designer
Absolutely.
piece because
Mhm.
home sewers knew how to do things with, you know, what is the Hong Kong seam is like a French seam too that is just
See, I never even heard of the Hong Kong
incredible.
scene.
It's like a
But there
French
we go.
seam.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the Dynasty, you know, kind of like that brand of sequined piece. You know, the Dynasty
Mhm.
was made in Hong Kong.
Oh, I love Dynasty.
Yeah,
Actually. Yeah.
Dynasty has beautiful pieces,
Yeah.
and you would be hard pressed to find a designer who knows how to do that kind of beading without spending $5,000. So
Mhm.
yeah, so don't ask about
Or
designer,
homemade stuff. Or ask about
Yeah.
designers.
but also
Make
keep
sure
an
you
open
have the
mind.
wallet.
Yeah.
Because we are not going to not charge, you know, much less than what the bros are charging in this culture, in this vintage
Yeah.
culture. And I think as women, we're very different. As people who aren't necessarily straight, we're very different. So we're not really, we love it. I mean, this is a Filipino drag queen designer, Santorini.
Oh.
It's amazing, and it's silk.
Yeah.
You know, this is some stupid $4,000 silk jacket from Joe. You know, it's men's.
We love
Designers that,
silk. We love fabric.
yeah, I've
Mhm.
never really heard of before, but hey, in my old age, I'm gonna rock all of that.
Yes.
So, but you know, there's 20s dresses that naturally you can't really even try on, or if you do, you have to be really
So
careful.
Yeah.
And so I like all of the above, and I'm kind of trying to slow it down a little bit because there's enough for everybody here.
Do you have a
You know.
Holy Grail piece that you wish you could find?
What a good question. I never even thought of that. Holy Grail.
I mean, you're
piece.
probably like most of us in the business where it's the high to find.
I think I just want
It's
more
so exciting.
muumuus.
Oh, right.
I just
Caftans
want
are
more
so hard to
muumuus.
find.
Oh, I love kaftans and
Kaftans are
muumuus.
different than muumuus.
Yes.
Muumuus don't have arms.
Yes.
Right? Like this has arms, but my muumuu doesn't. You
So
see?
that's great.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So for me, again, the Holy Grail for me is making other people really special.
Do you want to know what's really cute? I'll show you. I'll bring it over. Speaking of,
Yeah,
saw
but this
that.
is made for skinny bitches. It looks like it's
cute that
not.
is.
No, because they actually put seams on the side on this one.
Oh.
Oh, is there?
Yeah,
Oh, that's tricky.
I know, and it's really mean.
Because you go, wow.
Because good sizes is also a huge thing. And
Yes.
size is the thing I talk about most every single day. I refuse to believe in female sizing. They do not exist.
Mm-hmm.
Any number that isn't followed by a word cannot scientifically exist, period. That's it. And why should women dissolve themselves or, become a nothing to be attractive? No. We all need to know our goddamn inches, kids. Listening? We have to know our inches, and that's it.
See,
Yeah, this
as
is
you
true.
know, with Swish, we put all of the measurements on the tags.
I know, which
Yeah.
I would go nuts trying to do that.
Mhm.
I just guess. I look at her and I say, turn around, honey, let me see you. I say she's at 32 to 34 chest, 26-inch waist at the most,
Oh, even tinier.
even
Yes,
tinier, maybe
yeah.
24 to 25, right? So then that's inches. But if I told you you're a 0,
What does that mean?
what does that mean? But if I tell him or them they're a 0, they would be like, what the hell does that mean? I'm not a 0.
Yes.
Whereas
Yes.
girls are like, oh my God, I'm finally a 0. Bullshit.
But you would have your pick in a vintage store because you're
Did you have a
petite.
question, Annie?
Petite people are. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, it's harder to find what I call good
bigger
sizes.
Mhm.
So the good sizes is actually the majority of the population.
Yeah. Mhm.
And I was like you once too. Things change. That's the other thing. You remember when I have pictures of me in there
We
that I don't,
both. I mean,
I don't
was
even recognize.
95 pounds. Yeah. I was
she's
pretty
still
tiny.
95
No,
pounds, so
I know.
she's not allowed to talk.
Right.
But that's
Oh,
okay. That's okay.
whatever
It's
size we
okay.
are, just be happy
Yes,
with it.
yeah.
And that's it. Like that lovely woman that was here when you guys were here earlier. You know, she found 3 things that she loved. I get a little intimidated because it's scary knowing there's so few things to show folks who are just healthy and happy with their bodies.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have to tell again, it's about math. The reason things are left over because really no one was that narrow.
That's a good word.
You know,
I
so
like narrow.
Yep.
that's it. Like no one ever was quadruple A in a size 9 shoe.
No.
Of course they're in perfect condition. She wore them twice.
Yeah, they pinched her toes.
They pinched her toes. She hated every second.
Yeah.
You know, so, and it's about the decadence and the history and all of that. It's about comfort too. And feeling good in our skin.
Yeah.
Regardless of our gender or orientation or whatever you want to call all that crap, you know?
Hallelujah to that.
Hallelujah to that.
So I am standing here next to some of my favorite pieces. So this rack, you know, even though it's a sea of black dresses, there's just some stunning pieces in here. And the other piece that I just can't keep my eyes off of is this. So these, it's kind of like finding that thing in the wilderness that you're always on the search for. These are Vivienne Westwood. These are Vivienne Westwood pants. And they are done for Lee. And this has like a fanny pack, like a great clip-on bag on the back.
I
And
love
then it's got
that.
this kind of bondagey
You know
straps
what? I
on
watched
them.
somebody wear it, and there's perfect amount of space for them to walk.
It's so
When you get the
fantastic.
zipper right, it goes all the way.
You know what? I have a book at the store that was Bill, what's his name? He was
Cunning? Is it Cunningham?
Bill Cunningham. He was the street photographer in New York.
Mhm.
And I think he's got a picture of these pants in that book. I will find that. And I'll send you a picture.
Wonders never cease.
It's so fantastic.
That's right, sisters. I love it.
Look at, and this has a all the way around zipper.
Oh.
Goes
and don't
all
forget
the
about
way.
these socks, you guys.
Oh yes, of course we will talk about that.
Yeah.
So this is
We're coming back.
fantastic.
Continue on.
Okay, we'll hold down the fort. These pieces are really extraordinary, and we don't get these in Vancouver. I mean in Edmonton. I've had maybe 2 or 3. So this would have been about a 1920s velvet dressing robe. And of course they didn't have central heating, so a lot of times they are fur lined. This is like a sheared fur velvet. Look at the sleeve on that.
Yeah, I
mean,
saw that detail. It's
with
really
the
beautiful.
shirring. This is just stunning. And then look at the inside silk with the pocket and the tie. Like,
Oh,
that is just
lovely.
magic. I mean, it's absolutely magic. So she has a whole section of these. I mean,
Yes.
we'd be lucky in Edmonton to find one,
Yeah.
let alone a section of them. They're really gorgeous. This is really sweet, but I wanted to show, there was that 2-piece, and I would consider buying it, except that it weighs
Oh, right.
20 pounds, and my suitcase is already overweight. So this piece, look at this piece.
So beautiful.
So
You can't see the whole thing in the shot, in one shot, but it's pretty spectacular.
here's the dress. It is just beautiful. And this is that brand that I was talking about. This is Dynasty. Isn't that funny?
Oh.
So this looks like something that Audrey Hepburn would have worn at the Oscars or something. It's very small in size. It's an old size 10, so this would be, you know, like Burcu said, a number doesn't mean anything, but this
Yeah.
is very, very tiny, and it's extremely heavy. So this is shantung silk, and then silk lined, and then all the beadwork. I mean,
It's pretty spectacular.
my goodness gracious.
This whole section is just decadence and sparkle and
Beautiful.
yeah.
And then if you show some of the bags, we also don't get these bags. in
the
Edmonton.
lucite box bags that I love, 1950s.
Look at these. Then I'm going to show you. She doesn't normally, you know, go on about design or anything, but I did see a dress and my heart skipped a beat. And when you see it, you'll know why. So look at this. It looks beautiful, but if you could feel this
Mhm.
dress, it is made of mink, fur, and cashmere, which
Yeah.
you would never, when she said mink, I said, what? Because it's not like it's an obvious fur. but it's this fur felting kind of. I'm not sure what the technique is, but this is obviously a Chanel piece. Like absolutely
Yeah.
drop dead.
And
Gorgeous.
it's so wearable.
With the, I don't know what year it is, but with the pockets, and I'm sure I could look it
With
up,
some
but,
sneakers and a jean jacket.
sneakers for sure. I don't know if
Right?
I put a jean jacket over this.
Well, you wouldn't
but,
need to because it's going to be pretty cozy.
Although Natasha and I are ready to put 10 jean jackets on because we do find Vancouver really cold.
Yeah.
We were just like, our noses are cold, our hands are cold, and it's just that it's a damp, rainy cold. I just want her to look at one last set here. We're gonna have to ask Burcu what the history is on this. So this is 3 pieces. This is a jacket and a skirt and the bag, and it's all decorated with these buttons.
It's really interesting.
I love this too. I wonder if
Yeah,
this is
right?
that same designer. I'm gonna take this one down.
Sneak in there.
Wow, this one needs a party. Oh, this is a Scada.
Oh, really?
Look,
Wow.
boy, that person was much taller. Look at how stunning that is. Isn't that beautiful?
That'd be beautiful for grad. Mhm.
Gorgeous. This is really beautiful. So it's kind of got a sari silk look to it with the sheer.
Yeah, totally.
Or who's that other designer that you have the dress, the polka dotted?
Oh, Freeze.
Oh yes,
Diane
Frey.
Freeze. Oh, Frey.
Yeah.
Freeze. Here I am with my designer names. I don't know.
Okay, so then I'm gonna take the camera and Natasha can show you some of her favorite pieces. I mean, there's so much that are beautiful.
Right. It's like never ending.
Yeah.
So I am like super excited that Angela asked me to come specifically to Burcu's because Burcu's is my favorite Vancouver vintage store, and I always walk out of here with a smile and a bag of treasures because she has so much. Like it's insane how much she has, but also the pieces that she has, nothing rivals it in Vancouver, in my opinion. It's pretty spectacular. It's like Swish. It's the same kind of version of Swish, that the pieces are just insane. I'm going to show you some from this section that are really speaking to me, and the first that I'm going to show you is a Hawaiian one. If you know me, you know I love Hawaiian wear, and I wish this was my size because I absolutely love this.
Look at how beautiful that is.
Right, the cut and the color I think is really unique for a Hawaiian piece, but it is like teeny tiny. This is Emily's sized. But I would love this one. That one's a favorite. This prairie one. This is also really beautiful. Let's see if I can get this sorted.
That's tiny.
And it has like really great sleeves.
Oh, I know.
Love that.
Mission. I'm like, that's my mission.
Let's see what else is really speaking to me. Like Swish, all the eras are kind of mixed in. So you just kind of have a little, look at how beautiful. You know what? I think when I was here, I might have shown this in a video before. Like,
That's
look at
beautiful.
this beautiful collar. I love this. That's really spectacular.
So far today.
Oh.
Which is what kind?
This is one of those 80s does 20s kind of pieces for those people who are looking for 1920s dresses.
With the drop waist and yeah.
Exactly. And this is a little bit of a bigger size, which is really great.
My name is Burcu.
This burnout velvet. This reminds me of something Carrie Bradshaw might wear.
Chief Vibes Officer.
This you can also do 20s.
Oh,
Anything
absolutely.
burnout velvet.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, what is this? Sorry, I'm just like, there's so many beautiful dresses. Look at this.
Oh.
With this. And
Is that not
this
darling?
snaps, so you can get in and out of it easily.
Darling.
Love that.
Especially with the word darkness and argument.
More Hawaiian wear that I love.
Do you know what I loved was that orange and blue coat that you just passed. It was a 70s maxi coat, long sleeve. No, back.
This.
Yes. this.
Yeah, this caught my eye earlier too. I think this is really unique and really special.
I love that. You could
Yeah.
wear that just with a pair of jeans and a t-shirt.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. In this pink section, like,
As you can tell.
What is your intention?
oh, this is pretty sweet. This
That's one of our.
classic kind of 60s, late 60s. No, this
That one has a Bridgerton feel to it.
Oh, it does have a Bridgerton. This one we both saw and thought.
Is,
So this
mission
is
is to help you
like-
find peace
Soutache lace.
Right,
where I am
there we
is
go.
there's the corporate
I was gonna say like
world,
ribbon,
Yes, ribbon trim.
yeah,
the great
ribbon
feature
trim.
is
In this kind of mustard color that is totally my color, but this does not fit me.
And,
But I
in
love
my-
this.
in my reality.
And this weighs
My
maybe like
fantastical world.
well, then
5
it's
pounds?
She and all of that, all of
really
that.
beautiful. She has a couple really beautiful
The other one-
Soutache ones, like, oh, and
That
this.
one with one, I should say.
Wow.
Look how fabulous this is.
Wow.
This is like 1940s.
They're all jealous.
It's got
They only
the
watch it. I read somewhere.
this side middle side zipper and just this. This would also be beautiful for grad or for
Stunning.
a wedding.
Oh, I think you get.
I could literally just like go on forever. Oh, this is another really fun piece
Oh, yeah.
that you just wear over top of something as like a layering piece. This is like
To be
70s
honest, that's a charade.
boho.
That's a charade.
Beautiful.
Whatever, she loves them. She loves
Beautiful.
Yeah,
I'm scanning up above your
I was
head.
like, yeah, all these Enid
Look at these
Collins.
Enid Collins bags.
We don't get those very often for some reason,
Beautiful.
but they're really spectacular. I love Enid Collins bags. Anyways, there's like
But not the same.
Oh wow.
so many pieces, and I could spend my whole day in here, and I'm sure we could go on for ages showing you all the beautiful pieces, but instead you should follow Burcu on Instagram, or better yet, come to Vancouver and look through all the pieces yourself.
Yes, and if there's anything that you see in the video, just give her a call. I think her phone number is here somewhere, but we'll be sure and post her phone number because you can always
Absolutely.
buy something and she'll ship it out to you.
Exactly.